Hi everybody, Dave Rakowczyk here with Coldwell Banker Barnett and the David R. Homes team, where you don't just find a house, you find a place to call home. I actually have some really important information I wanted to share with you. I know that several of you might know about the recall that this fire extinguisher manufacturer, Kidde, had put out last month, but you might not know what it takes to actually take care of the recall, or how simple it is. The problem was they'd actually gone a little bit less expensive and manufactured them with plastic parts on the top. Recently somebody actually passed away because they tried to use it to put out a fire and the handle broke. This potentially could happen to any of these units, and what's the point in having a fire extinguisher if it breaks when you use it? So they did a voluntary recall. And again, you can tell real quick, some of these will have metal handles, so yours might not be affected, but you can check real quick if you just kind of flick at it or, think at it a little bit, it will, you can tell that it's cheap plastic. And actually a whole bunch of the parts of the top here are cheap plastic as well. And so under the voluntary recall, I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to go to Menards, I'm gonna have to go to Fleet Farm and figure out, I'm gonna need to find some employee that knows what the heck they're doing and how to do this recall, but that's not the case. It's actually super simple. If you go to the Kidde website here, they've got a product safety recall notice down here at the bottom, so we click on that. And then I'm in the US, so we'll click on the United States. I'm assuming most of you will be that are watching this. And that's got a bunch of information about this recall, and it's like, oh gosh, what do we got to read through all this? No, just skip right down to the bottom. It says plastic handle. They've got a couple of other recalls as well, but this particular one that I'm talking about today is about the plastic handle, so we're going to click on that. It asks you to put your contact details in here, and you want to make sure that you're really accurate with this, because if you're not, then they won't send it to the right place. So you want to make sure you give them accurate information. After you click through there and you put your accurate information in, it'll bring you to this other page that actually looks like this. It says product safety recall. And you can start adding your products. You can add up to 6. If you have more than 6 fire extinguishers that are recalled or that you think might be recalled, they ask you to call them directly at this 855 number. It's a toll-free number. So let's say that we start adding your product. Then it pulls up this window. It says where to find the details on your fire extinguisher to find out if it qualifies for the recall or not. It's easier if you just follow me real quick. But you go into the model and color. To find the model number on these guys is super tricky. It's actually quite small. It's over here by this UL. Let's see if I can get it to, you can't even zoom in that small. So it's in here. The model number is in there, which you need a really good magnifying glass or a kid with amazing eyes to see it. If you go back onto the site after you get the model number, you can click on this little icon right here that says search. And it'll pull up, oh, it's got a whole bunch of different model numbers, and there's like 21 pages of them. But if you click on search and you put just some of the beginning numbers, like this one's FX340, and I just put an FX34, then it's going to pull up, oh, you've got a list of different model numbers that are very close to yours, and then you go, oh yeah, and it's red, okay, so it's here. So we're going to select that one. Now it's going to ask you for the approximate year purchased. I had no idea when I bought this. I know that I bought it a while ago. But I figured, okay, well, if I can figure out when it was manufactured, maybe it'll give me a better idea when I bought it. And there is a way to find out when it was manufactured, and in fact it's going to ask for that. So at the bottom of it, right here, it's going to have a series of numbers. And you take the last 6 digits. So on this one it's 174103. And then you lop off that very last digit, the 3. So I have 17410. This particular model, this particular unit, was manufactured on the 174th day in 2010. So if it was manufactured halfway through 2010, I probably bought this in 2010 or 2011. So I'm going to put 2010. As soon as I click through that, it brings up this other window. It says, oh, well, if you bought it in 2010, what's the date code? It must be 5 digits. And again, that date code is what we just determined. And so that's where you're going to put in that 17410. 17410. And that's going to ask for the serial number. And the serial number is right here on this one. But it's probably boxed in white. And it does say just NO for number. And then the last thing it's going to ask, is this fire extinguisher located in an RV? And for my case, it is not. Then you'll hit submit. And after you have submitted it, it'll give you the opportunity to add a second code, or a third code, or a fourth code, up to 6. And then you can submit everything all at once. And it'll tell you which products were covered under the recall. It'll tell you whether or not these are plastic handles, because they can tell exactly what unit it is and what it was manufactured with just from those numbers. And so they're sending 2 new ones out to me here, hopefully in the next couple of weeks. But especially with New Year's and with Christmas coming up, or any just family get-togethers, it's going to be really important for you just to look at this and make sure that if you do have any of these fire extinguishers in your home, this size or smaller, they recalled a very large number of them, 37.8 million. It will be really important for you just to check. And it's a super fast process. You don't have to drag them off anywhere. I'll probably end up recycling these at the Environmental Center here in Washington County in Woodbury as soon as the new ones come in. Just want to give you a heads up. So if you do have loved ones or friends that have plastic handle fire extinguishers, please have them check, please have them submit, get some new ones in there, and make sure they stay safe. Anyways, hope you have a wonderful holiday season, and have a great one. Talk to you later. Bye.